We have seen Bethesda do a lot of different things like the fantasy world of Elder Scrolls or the apocalyptic landscape of Fallout. Starfield is just another step with it fulfilling that space sci-fi fantasy. Even though all of their major franchises are wildly different, they all share a lot of mechanics. And what is up guys, Inch from the Dead Men here, and today we'll be taking a look at every feature, system, and mechanic returning from past Bethesda games in Starfield. There are a lot of them out there, so if you are excited, make sure you hit that like button and comment which feature returning from older Bethesda titles you are most excited for. But with that being said, we have a lot to go over, so kick back, strap into your seat, and let's blast off into today's video. So I could go off and say that quest design, gunplay, and companions are all coming back into Starfield, but to me these are quite broad and generally seen in a lot of other RPGs. In my opinion, there are only a few out there that are distinctive to Bethesda games with how they operate, starting with Outpost Building. This is something that looks to be really fleshed out and adding on to what we got in Fallout 4 and 76. Now at face value, this might not seem like as good of a feature, but when you take a look at all of the little things you'll be able to do in Outpost Building, then it appears to be something that will blend really well with the theme of Starfield. A lot of planets in Starfield are specifically made for this feature, but this might not be a bad thing if you think about it. Being able to effectively subject a portion of the game to Outpost Building while leaving the core game outside of this area will make this more of an optional feature, something that Fallout 4 could not accomplish. As said earlier, Outpost Building is working off the design of Fallout 4 and 76 and making it even better. How you ask? Well, for starters, they're making it so that the outpost will be able to function on its own without the player having to do everything by themselves. This is similar to something like the Sim Settlements mod from Fallout 4, and I'm excited to see how far they take this in design. With that, you'll be able to hire a crew to work the outpost and effectively manage it for you. You will also be able to take a bird's eye view of the surrounding area, a step up from the settlement system in Fallout 4. The main reason for the outpost is extracting resources from the world you're on and using it as a home away from home. Outposts are something that we have seen in other Bethesda titles, but in Starfield it looks to be the culmination of everything they have learned up until now. Sort of building off the outpost feature, we have something that will get a lot of fans excited with the research and crafting system. Crafting will align with both of the features of outpost building and spaceship travel. I imagine that these two areas will work in tandem with each other to make crafting the best it can be. Think of it like this: you collect the resources you will use to build up more of your spaceship through the outpost system, and you can use that spaceship to fly to further galaxies and collect even more resources. Through these resources though, you will also be able to craft different ship parts, new weapons, and even mod your weapon. There are 5 main categories when it comes to the research and crafting system for Starfield: pharmacology, food and drink, outpost development, equipment, and weaponry. Through the research options, you will be able to unlock a wide variety of gear and enhancements to improve your character, as well as outpost options. So even though we are seeing a wider range when it comes to this specific feature, it is building off the crafting system we saw in games like Fallout 4 and 76. It will be interesting to see how much this will be integrated into the core of the game, because it looks to be something that people can spend hours upon hours on if done correctly. I can only imagine how good it could be if they get the gameplay loop of space travel to outpost building to crafting done right, and it is something that I'm definitely looking forward to seeing. Even though Starfield's RPG elements are a little broad, backgrounds and traits are something pulled straight from some of Bethesda's older games like Oblivion. With these backgrounds and traits, you will be able to design the way that you want to play. If you want to play as a combat medic, you will get perks designed to fit that role. Same goes for all the other ones as well. These backgrounds will influence the way that characters in Starfield will see you and respond in different ways to it. There are also traits to the player that can take it even further. These traits are equipped with unique advantages, like starting off with a player home or having higher health in certain areas of the game like space. This is a great addition to Starfield and will help define your player to make it your own. There are also different dialogue options with a persuasion minigame of some sorts, similar to how it was in Oblivion, but more involved because you have to think about the risks that will accompany your decision. Taking Starfield deeper into the RPG side of Bethesda games is amazing to see, and I hope we get to see more of what to expect there. We also see the skills system return from games like Fallout 4 and Skyrim, but this time it takes both of what they learned from these games and mashes them together. We see the very broad aspects of physical, social, combat, science, and tech, and from those we go even deeper into individual weapon damage, persuasion chance, and so much more. It will be good to finally get an in-depth way to craft a certain build or push the way combat flows to its limits. I'd be interested to see how far they actually take the skill system because it will be a core gameplay aspect, so it should definitely be done to the full extent. Lockpicking and pickpocketing will also be making its return, and these are pretty self-explanatory. Instead of lockpicks though, they will be known as digipicks this time, but the same concept applies. We haven't seen anything on pickpocketing yet, but we do know it is coming, so we can expect that as well. The last one I want to talk about isn't so much returning, but a continuation of what we have been getting for the past 20 plus years. The creation engine has been the system that runs Skyrim, Fallout 4, 3, and so on. For Starfield, we will be seeing an upgraded version of it with the Creation Engine 2. There isn't really much to say about it, but I am glad that we are finally getting that upgrade to an engine that desperately needed it. Starfield is building off of past Bethesda games and hopefully making their systems even better. It is going to be a massive game, and bringing back features that people can enjoy and those that can be improved upon a lot are a good start. There's still a lot we don't know about the game, like the release date just yet, but I imagine a lot of the questions we have on the game will be cleared up during the showcase, which we will hopefully be getting soon. Until then, we can take a look back on things we know of as of right now and come to our own conclusion on what we will be seeing in Starfield. But that is all for me now though, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, comment any videos you want to see in the future, and I'll see you all next time.